Hey guys, how you doing? Quick iL-2 video here. I'm just going to take off and I'm going to try to take out some Russians that are attacking the German base here. Bear with me as I'm still learning iL-2 a little bit, getting used to everything World War II. If you have any tips for me, I'd always love to hear them. Put them in the comment section below. I read everything and I try to respond as best as I can. Thanks a lot. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so there we go, we're off the ground, and we're going to continue in this direction here. This is where I think the attack is going to come from. A little bit of a skittish takeoff, if you will. I'm still getting used to the taking off and stuff in the bf-109. I'm going to chalk that takeoff off to an icy runway. And yeah, so what I'm going to do in this situation is I know I got to attack some attack planes, most likely iL-2s. So what I am going to do is, as I take off, I'm going to constantly try to climb, try to get that energy advantage, so that once I find those fighters, I can dive on them. And in that situation, like diving on any kind of bomber, whatever it is, it's going to make it very difficult for those gunners to hit me, because I'm basically going to dive down at an extremely high rate of speed. I'm going to zoom by, I'm going to fill them with lead, and I'm going to peel off the side. And hopefully, if I do that right, I should be able to rack up some quick kills. It can be challenging at times. You gotta have your deflection shooting on point, and you gotta watch your angles, because if you come in too hard, there's a possibility that as you're shooting him, you're actually going to ram him from behind. And if you start off too high in the altitude, the bf-109 becomes unresponsive as your speed is too high in the dive. So you kind of want to watch your speed as you dive down as well. So yeah, I can see the enemy aircraft here, so I'm just going to bank to the left, and then I'm going to bank to the right again. As you can see here, you can see that flak off in the distance there. You can see that aircraft in the bottom, some tracers. That's my wingman shooting at him. That's the lead aircraft, and we're just going to go ahead and dive on him and hopefully kill him. Here we go. Yeah, those look like good hits. Excellent. I saw that guy go down right as I peeled off, so that's one down. Yep, there it is. There's that big fireball. Alright, so we got one guy. Now we're going to turn around. Now, having just climbed back up, this is my lowest energy state, and I'm the most vulnerable to the attack planes at this point. I can see two of the escorts going off after my wingman, so I think I'm in the clear. My wingman's going to divert the escorts, and I think they don't understand that I'm back here. Their situational awareness is not good. They don't know they just left all of their attack planes with the bf-109 out here. So here we go, we're diving again on the second aircraft, hoping for the same result. Here we go. Nice. Good hits. Alright, so that looked like some pretty extensive hits on that second one. I'm pretty sure he's going to go down. We'll see in the replay at the end what happens to him. Alright, so we're going to circle back around. I got eyes on another iL-2 here. Oh, there's that fireball, you could just see it. So that was the second one, he went down as well, so that's 2 for 2 at this point. And you can see the AAA fire attacking that third and fourth iL-2s here. Now as I come in here, I don't like these angles, I'm kind of underneath them. There's a lot of AAA fire, and I don't like this, so I'm just going to peel off. Not going to get risky with it. What I find is if you come in a little low and as you try to pull up and shoot, I always end up hitting him from behind, so I'm just not going to do that. Some pretty serious AAA fire from the base down there. Alright, so there's those two iL-2s off in front of me again. I'm going to come in on the second aircraft, the one on the back, and if I screw up the pass on this one, again, I'll be able to go for the guy in front and hopefully hit him a few times. But I should be, yeah, no, I'm too high and I'm kind of banked to the side. I'm not going to be able to line this one up. Yeah, see? There we go. Okay, I'm going to miss him. I got too much energy, but I'm going to turn back in and maybe go for this front guy here. I think I can get this guy. I'm not boom and zooming at this point, which means I am pretty vulnerable to the machine gun fire from the gunners. Okay, there he is. A couple of good hits on him, but it doesn't look like it's going to take him out. And I gotta constantly keep my eyes open for those escorts too. I haven't seen them in quite some time, so it's very likely at least one of them is on my 6 at this point. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep my energy state high as long as I'm constantly booming and zooming. You can see I got my altitude back. I'm gonna dive again. It should be extremely difficult for even the escorts to get a shot off at me as I do this. Alright, so I think I can get the second guy unless the AAA takes him out. Yep, looks like they got him. Okay, so both of those attack planes are going to be taken out. Oh, look at that. It's a big explosion. Probably one of his bombs detonated as well. It's a huge explosion. So yeah, all those attack planes are out. So what we're going to do now is try to take out those attack planes, the escorts if you will. And I'm pretty sure my wingman's still in this fight here, so I'm just going to, I think this is one of the Russian, I think they're LA-3s, I think they are. And I'm going to pass that guy. I can see something off in the distance here. That's another Russian aircraft. Okay, so we're going to turn in. And what is that off in the distance there? That's my wingman, and he is smoking hard. And he's got a Russian on his tail. So, okay, we're going to try to go around and help him out. Okay, there it is. They've come full circle. That's my wingman with the smoke trail in front. And we got this Russian right behind him. I'm going to aim for the wings because he's in a high G turn, and I'm going to hope that I can take off one of his wings here. It's the easiest way. That's also the advice that some of you guys gave me in the last video. So what I'm going to do is aim for the wing roots as he's turning. And if I can hit those wings just right, I might be able to pop one off, and down he goes. Hey. That was nice. That was nice as hell. I love that. He got lit up, his wing popped off, and he spun out. That was actually a really cool kill. Alright, so off in front here we got the last Russian. I believe these are LA3s. Once again, I'm not entirely sure, but I think they're LA3s. So there he goes. He's gonna merge with us there. I'm gonna bank to the right here. I'm gonna pull hard on that stick. Try to get that turn in. There it is. We're going to be able to out-turn him here. He does pull a little bit in front of us, but if we just continue this turn, we should be able to get on a 6. There it is. Okay, we're sitting nicely on a 6 o'clock now. It's just a matter of closing the distance. And once again, we're going to aim for those wing roots, just like the last guy, and see if we can pop some of those wings off, at least one of them. And once again, I'm hoping that my deflection shooting doesn't fail me. Here we go, getting real close here. I'm going to wait till he's in a turn, and then I'm going to shoot him up, like right now. This looks good. If I can just get the angles right. Here we go. Here we go. Any second now. There we go. Yes. Alright, there we go. That's the last guy down for the count. And now we're going to try to head back to the base. Look at that. It is conveniently lined up, like perfectly. Alright, so, disclaimer here. I've never landed a bf-109 before. So, this is going to be interesting for sure. I would hate to crash it after having done all that work, protected the airbase, shot down 2 iL-2s and 2 of the escorts. So that's 4 kills. And if I screw it up now, I'm gonna be pissed. Here we go. Now bf-109s were notoriously difficult to land, but I think I got it. I got it. Oh boy. Oh, I screwed up the propeller. German High Command is not going to be happy about that. But that's it. I actually managed to land it. It actually didn't blow up and I didn't die. Alright, so here we got the 2 bf-109s. This one on the left is me here. I'm just gonna go ahead and fast forward it till we get to the fight. So you can see I spotted my target, so I'm gonna pull slightly to the left just to give myself a better angle to do a sweep and come down behind him. My wingman's already going for him from the side here. Now you're gonna be able to see in this section why in my opinion boom and zooming from behind is more effective than from the side or even from the front. And you know, we'll see it here. You can see my wingman's hitting him, but it's not really doing anything. The 2 LA3 escorts are going to try to come up here and get me, but because of the fact that they had to climb to get to me, they're going to lose a little bit of energy. They're not going to be able to force me off as I come in for my boom and zoom on this iL-2 at the front here. So you can see I'm going to come in from behind. I'm diving, not too fast, because then if you dive too fast, the bf-109s become unresponsive. So yeah, I'm going to come up right behind him. And even if he had gunners, I'm not sure if iL-2s have gunners in the back, but even if he had gunners, actually I think he has 1 rear gunner, but he won't be able to hit me because, like, I mean, it's not like he won't be able to, it's just his chances are much lower. Just because of the sheer speed at which I come up from behind, it's extremely difficult for a gunner to get a fire solution. So I'm just going to zoom right by him. You can see his wing pops off and down he goes. So far more effective to come up from behind. It makes it difficult for the gunners to hit you, and the escorts are going to have to do some really serious energy management if they're going to be able to force me off. Now you can see as I climb, I'm going to start to lose my energy. This is when it becomes dangerous for me with the escorts, because as I start to climb up again, these guys, if they theoretically had stayed up here, then they would actually be able to take me out. In this situation, they're going to go after my wingman here. Right, so you can see that they go off doing that. One of them should have come after me, but they didn't. They would just both went for the wingman here. So what I'm going to do is circle back around, trying to stay as horizontal as I can to maintain that energy level at the top there. I'm going to convert it when I dive on the next guy. There's the 2 LA3 still going after my wingman. He's going to lead them away, and I'm going to go ahead and dive on the next plane at the front of the formation here. Okay, so once again, exact same thing, straight from behind, high energy, and then you just got to work on your deflection shooting. You can see mine's a little off there, and then you can hit them, and you got to be careful on the pass, right? It's really hard to use. I've hit the planes from behind so many times now, and yeah, you just zoom right under them, and theoretically it should be very difficult for the gunner to get any kind of fire solution on you. So yeah, this guy, he gets hit, he doesn't go down instantly, he'll eventually just, his engine will give out and he'll go down. So now we can see the wingman has managed to shake off the LA3s. One of them is turning back into him, and the other one looks like he may be doing the same thing, still following his wingman. So basically in this situation, my wingman is keeping the escorts busy while I take care of the attack planes. This was the airfield, so you can see they're putting up some sort of defensive fire. In this situation, I'm just going to try to stop the attack planes before they can actually do any kind of effective attack on these on this airfield here. You can see they're taking some pretty heavy AAA fire. As I come down, you can see I'm not really diving anymore. It's kind of a straight line, which is a bad idea. But in order to rectify that issue, what I do is I stay on his low 6 o'clock, which, because he doesn't have any rear gunners, is going to keep me safe from the gunner on the top at the back. Except what that does, it creates a problem for me in getting my shots off. So as I come up, I decide that, you know what, I don't like what's going on here. I've done this a few times and I ended up hitting him from behind. It just didn't feel right. So what I'm going to do is peel off, and not to mention the fact that there's so much AAA fire coming at him, I just didn't want to get hit by friendly fire too. So what I'm going to do is just break off, and that's it. So I'm going to circle back around, try to go for another pass. You can see my wingman is still having issues with these escorts. He's doing a good job keeping them off me, and they're taking some pretty serious AAA fire. You can see the one LA3 is finally breaking off and coming after me, seeing the fact that they only have 2 attack planes left. And here he comes, he's going to dive on me. I honestly was not paying attention at this point to my 6 o'clock. I thought the 2 of them were still on the one wingman. So I'm going to come on. Now on this attack, again, my angles from the side here, you can see the boom and zoom from the side. It's just not as effective, whether I'm not good enough or it's just not effective, in the sense that it's harder to get the deflection shooting right. So I'm going to miss that shot. And so what I'm going to do is convert that energy, and I'm just going to peel back around. Instead of climbing, I'm just going to go for the second aircraft again, just because we're getting really close to them actually being able to attack the airfield. That LA3 is just spraying me, hoping that some of the rounds flying by me is going to force me off. He does hit me once, and I didn't even hear it, so it wasn't extremely effective. I end up hitting this iL-2 a couple times, and I'm just going to peel off here. That LA3 is going to break off. Not sure why he's doing that. He might be trying to come around for another pass from the other side. I'm going to climb in the opposite direction, and at this point I'm hoping that the AAA fire here can defend the airfield, because I wasn't able to take out these iL-2s. If I was more effective with my booming and zooming over here, I probably would have been able to take out both of them. So you can see it's a pretty effective technique. Diving down on bombers, very rarely do they survive it if you can do it properly. Right, so that first guy is going to take that AAA fire, his wing's going to come off and he's going to go down. The second iL-2 is going to have the exact same problem. He's going to get destroyed. He does manage to release one of his bombs, but it's ineffective. It just hits in the middle of nowhere. So we've effectively managed to hold off the attack on the airbase at this point. So what I do now is just turn back and try to go after those escorts. I'm going to merge with that one, but I'm going to go, I think I go for this guy in this situation here. Going to do a little loop around. As I do that loop, I can see this guy. I'm starting to get my situational awareness in this situation. That's why I'm turning a little bit, trying to figure out who's what and where. And so what I'm going to do, I can see that this guy didn't have a good solution on that wingman, so I'm going to go for this guy who looked like he was turning onto my wingman, which is exactly what's going on. So at this point, I'm focused on trying to save my wingman, and I wasn't really paying attention to this guy behind me. I'm not able to save my wingman, and he ends up taking him down anyway. So I'm going to lose that wingman. He did a really good job holding them off so I could take out those attack planes. And yeah, so you can see I'm inside his circle, his turn circle here, and what that's going to do is I can eventually get myself a nice little fire solution here, nice deflection shooting. And there it is. And because he's based on advice of you guys that you guys gave me in the last iL-2 video, I'm aiming for the wing roots as he's pulling his turn, hoping that the G-forces on his wings will force that wing to pop off as my rounds hit the roots. So you can see it finally does exactly that. I'm just aiming for those wings, and I'm gonna get him right there. He gets hit a couple of times, more than a couple times, and his wing's gonna pop right off. That's what that square is, and down he goes. So it's a really nice way to take down a World War II aircraft, is if they're mid-turn, if you can catch the wings, you can pop them right off, and they can't fly without both their wings, obviously. So exact same situation here. Right off in front of me, I see the second LA3, so I'm gonna go after him. He's gonna turn into me, which is what he should be doing. If he hadn't done that, I would have been able to just slide in right behind his 6 o'clock. So he's gonna turn into me. I'm gonna turn back around. I'm gonna kind of drop my altitude here, just hoping to gain a little bit of energy. And now we're in a turning fight. You can see that I'm eventually gonna be able to, like, as I'm watching him go by, I can tell that if I just continue this turning fight, I'm gonna end up inside of a circle. And that's just something that comes from doing it a couple times, experience, I guess you could call that. So yeah, you can see now I'm inside of a circle. This is his circle, this is my circle, and now I'm inside of a circle. Within a few seconds, I'm going to be able to get my nose in front of him and get off some deflection shots. We're just going to turn and turn until I eventually end up with my nose in front of him, and then once again I'm going to aim for those wings. He's going to take a couple hits. His maneuverability is going to drop because of it, and you can see I hit the wings there and his wing popped right off again, and down he goes. Alright, so that's a successful defense of the airfield, I would say, with the loss of 1 bf-109. The Russians are going to lose 4 iL-2s and 2 LA-3s, so that's 6 aircraft there for the price of 1. It's not bad. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video. That's about all I got for this one. I hope you enjoyed it, at least found it entertaining. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.